Hello everybody, Inter Interi, back again with another video. I am at work, guys, so I'm gonna try to do this video pretty short. I just want to break down this Indian Wells final yesterday between Dominic Thiem and Roger Federer. What I thought about the match and things like that. First of all, Dominic Thiem won this match very deservedly. He absolutely deserved this victory, his biggest title in his career so far, his first Masters 1000 title. He has been in a couple other finals before and lost. He has not even taken one set before, but now he finally won his biggest title in his career and his first Masters 1000 title. First of all, guys, when I saw this match between Federer and Thiem, I got a deja vu feeling. It almost felt like I was seeing a Roger Federer Rafael Nadal match, guys, because in my opinion Dominic Thiem is a worse version of Rafael Nadal. A worse version. I'm not saying that he's as good as Nadal, of course. I'm not stupid, but he's a worse version as Rafael Nadal. He plays pretty back from the court. He has heavy topspin. He's pretty fast. His best surface is clay, like Nadal as well. So he's a worse version of Rafael Nadal, and he played exactly like Nadal have played against Federer in so many years. As fast as the rallies was on, Dominic Thiem just was striking Federer's backhand, guys. He didn't want Federer to hit any forehands, exactly like Nadal has done over the years. And Dominic Thiem did a very good game plan, I must say. Of course, he knows that Federer's forehand is much better than Federer's backhand, so he was striking Federer's backhand all the time, guys, all the time. He was pushing Federer back. He was pushing Federer from side to side, and mostly he was pushing Federer to his backhand corner, so Federer could not take any forehands. And he was successful, and in the end he won the match. But it is two things in the stats that, in my opinion, that decided the winner in this match, guys. Because if we look at the stats, they were similar, more or less. When they did not many services, both of them. Federer did 3, I think, and Dominic did 1. They landed pretty similar first serves in. Federer landed 70% first serves in, and Dominic landed 69. Federer won 71% of his first serves. Dominic won 70% of his first serves. They did similar winners as well, I think. I think Dominic did 24 winners, if I'm not wrong, and Federer did 23 winners. Even in the unforced errors stats, it was not crazy different. Of course, it was little different, yes, and it was expected, because Federer is the player who plays the low percentage of tennis. Federer did 32 unforced errors and Dominic did 25. But that was expected. Federer will do more unforced errors than most of his opponents, because he plays with less topspin. He plays lower percentage of tennis, so it was pretty expected. What was not expected, though, in my opinion, was the winners. I expected Federer to do more winners. I don't remember when I have seen Federer do these little winners in 3 sets, guys. Federer did only 23 winners. That is way too little for a player of Federer's caliber, guys, because Federer doesn't win matches to do less unforced errors than his opponent. He almost always do more unforced errors than his opponent, because he plays low percentage of tennis. But he wins his matches because he does more winners than his opponent. But that was not the case in this final, and I think it has to do with Dominic's great court coverage, and it has to do with the surface as well. This surface doesn't help Federer's game. It is so slow, and it is so bouncy. So it was a little surprise, yes, but not a huge surprise. But that was at least in my opinion one of the reasons why Federer lost. He didn't do so many winners. He did only 23 winners, and he didn't do a lot of unforced errors, guys. When you consider, because Federer, when you consider which kind of tennis style Federer has, he has a low percentage of tennis style. He plays first strike tennis, and he made 32 unforced errors. It is pretty okay stat to be Roger Federer. He can do over 50, 60 unforced errors. We all know that, but 32 is pretty okay for Federer. But he did them in crucial bad points, and I'm gonna come to that soon. It is two stats that sticks out in my head that was definitely the reason why Roger Federer lost this final. It is two stats, and it is not new news. We have seen it before so many times. It is like seeing in a Hollywood movie over and over again. The first stat, it is Federer's returns. Dominic Thiem wins 60% of his second service, guys. That is a high number, guys. It is only 9% less than what he wins in his first serves. In the first serves percentage, Dominic Thiem wins 69, and he wins unbelievably 60% on his second serves. That is way too much, guys. That is way too much. And the reason to that, guys, it is pretty obvious. It is that Federer does not have super great returns, guys. He really does not have, especially his returns with his backhand. It is not a coincidence that players always serves to Federer's backhand when they are in big trouble, when they are facing break points. And Dominic Thiem was not doing any differently to other players when they face Federer, when they have break points against them. And Dominic Thiem did the same. He served always to Federer's backhand, and when he was facing break points, and he saved almost every break point he was facing. Federer converted only 2 break points of 11 opportunities. That is 18%. 18%, I think, guys. And that is way too little. That is way too little. If we check Dominic Thiem's breakpoints conversions, he converted 3 breakpoints out of 4 opportunities. That is 75%, guys. And it was that is the biggest reason why Roger Federer lost this final. Because, guys, we have to face it. When these top guys face each other, both Roger Federer and Dominic Thiem, they are in the top 10 in the ranking in the world. It is 1 point here and there who will decide the winner, and it is the big points who will decide the winner. When they face players outside top 30, top 40, it is a bigger difference. But when these players are so close to each other in the ranking, it is this kind of points who will decide the winner. It is the big points. And Federer, unfortunately, he isn't the greatest player of all time to be clutch in big moments, guys. He really isn't. I've said this before and will say it again. He is one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Yes, absolutely. But to be clutch in the big moments, he is not the greatest tennis player of all time. Absolutely not. Definitely not greater than Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic. That's for sure. I've seen that so many times before, guys. We saw that already. We saw that in Indian Wells last year as well against Del Potro. That one was even worse. Federer was serving for the match and had 3 match points in his own serve, but he kind of choked last year. I don't want to say that he choked this year, because he was not he didn't have any match points, or he wasn't serving for the match, but he had chances, and he always does, guys. When Federer loses, it is this kind of way he does. He did the same against Tsitsipas in Australia. He had 12 break points against Tsitsipas in Australia, and he didn't convert any of them. And this time he had 11 break points, and he converted only 2. And that's why he lost the match in the end. To be quite honest, that's the reason, guys. We can break down the match how we want, but the main factor is that he lost the final because he was not converting enough break points, and he when he had so many opportunities, 11 opportunities, and he converted only 2. And in the end, Dominic Thiem was the more efficient player. He was the more effective player. He converted 3 out of 4 break points, and in the end, he won this close battle. Because in the end of the day, it was a close match, guys. But like I said, the player who wins the big points, the player who is the most clutch, he will win in the end. And Dominic Thiem was this player today. And I said before the match started, Federer's only chance is to win in straight sets. If the match goes to a decider, Dominic Thiem will win. Because Federer is the one who will leak more unforced errors in the end. Because he plays low percentage tennis. And in the end, it became exactly what I thought. Dominic Thiem won this fight in 2-1. Federer's chance was to win in straight sets, but he didn't do it. He had couple of break points in that early second set, but he didn't convert. And in the end, Dominic Thiem won this final very, very deservedly. Congratulations to Dominic Thiem's first 1000 Masters title. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Bye bye.